Here's your wrestling news for February 16th, 2023, and we're kicking off today with the upcoming WWE Elimination Chamber event, as fans desperately want to see Sami Zayn win the big one this weekend and dethrone Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, many fans think that won't happen due to Sami's Syrian heritage, as it is this part of his identity that has led to WWE keeping him away from events in Saudi Arabia. Some fans feel that as long as WWE has a deal with Saudi Arabia, Zayn will not be allowed to win the big one, but that reportedly isn't the case. When a fan brought up this theory on Twitter, calling it the biggest reason why Sami won't win the title in Montreal, Dave Meltzer said that the match decision has already been made and that the Saudi deal has nothing to do with it. It's worth noting that Sami isn't the only person who doesn't appear in Saudi Arabia, as Kevin Owens refuses to appear in solidarity with his best friend, while John Cena, who appeared on the first Saudi show, has since boycotted events due to the nation's controversial views. With that said, WWE has never put their top title on someone they know would not be appearing in Saudi Arabia, but as far as Meltzer is concerned, WWE's lucrative deal will not affect the main event push for the former honorary Uce. Zayn's journey to the top will see him return to his hometown of Montreal for the Elimination Chamber, and the hometown hero has been feeling the love this week. During Tuesday night's hockey game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Chicago Blackhawks, Sami Zayn was given a thunderous ovation from the crowd, proving just how much of an impact he has had in his local community, as well as in wrestling. Sami appeared for an in-game live interview with renowned Canadian announcer Pierre Houde and also showed off his ice hockey skills. While Zayn is the underdog going into Elimination Chamber, many are starting to believe that WWE will have no choice but to insert him in the WrestleMania plans, given how popular he is. WWE may not see Zayn as the face of the company, but he sure did well in representing the promotion this week, so who knows what may happen this Sunday in Montreal. Next week will mark 1 year since Buddy Matthews made his debut for AEW, revealing himself as a member of the House of Black. Outside of AEW, Matthews recently defeated Mitch Waterman for the MCW World Heavyweight Championship at MCW's The House Always Wins event this past weekend, and a photo from the show has sparked a discussion. A photo of Matthews holding the newly won MCW title went viral on social media, with many fans noticing that the Australian looks considerably bigger, and some question whether his bulk up was natural. It was speculated that Matthews had taken performance-enhancing drugs to increase his size, though of course there was no confirmation as to whether he had. Away from the ring, Matthews is dating WWE's Rhea Ripley, and the two often share photos from their workouts together. But do you think Buddy's size is natural, or is the House of Black member getting help from something he shouldn't be putting into his body? When Thunder Rosa announced last year that she was injured and unable to defend the AEW Women's World Championship, many questioned just how legitimate her claim was. Many fans suspected that Rosa's absence from AEW was more so down to reports of heat backstage, and that Tony Khan wanted her away to let things cool off. Thunder Rosa denied those claims, though in an update from Fightful Select, it was reported this week that a backstage summit occurred at the February 8th Dynamite to repair some of the damage in the women's roster. All women who were present at the tapings participated, including Thunder Rosa, who provided Spanish commentary for the El Paso shows as she continues to recover from her injury. Sources claim that Rosa attempted to mend a lot of fences during the conference, as it relates back to a number of issues that arose prior to her being sidelined. The issues include the legitimacy of her injury being questioned, as well as accusations of working stiff and sandbagging to make her opponents look worse in the ring. It's noted that Rosa addressed all of the concerns, and the meeting was said to have been productive, perhaps with a clean slate moving forward. Thunder Rosa has been inching closer to an in-ring return and is expected to be returning to the road soon, and while she hasn't been cleared yet, this meeting is a step in the right direction for everybody involved. More from AEW, and MJF never misses the opportunity to insult his fans and peers, whether he's in the ring or not. This week, the holder of the Big Burberry belt was at the Sames Auto Arena to humiliate his Revolution opponent Bryan Danielson, but also took aim, quite literally, at the fans. On Dynamite, the Devil casually walked up to the ring while interacting with fans in the most MJF way possible, tossing their drinks, phones, and popcorn. During a picture-in-picture break, MJF walked up to a fan, grabbed his drink, and threw it in his face to huge laughter from the crowd in attendance. It was in 2019 that AEW launched on Wednesday nights, kicking off the Wednesday Night Wars between AEW's flagship show and WWE's NXT. For years, both sides worked to try and steal viewers away from the other, and the war ended with AEW's victory and NXT moving to Tuesdays in April of 2021. Though now a WWE superstar, Cody Rhodes was with AEW for the 76-week war, and while speaking to Ariel Helwani, he talked about the contentious dynamic between the two promotions. I don't think there was necessarily bad blood, but that was a contentious thing on Wednesdays in a way for a while. And if anything, I hope Triple H would look at that and respect the hustle. What I was out there trying to do then was for everybody. While Dynamite won the war, the show's ratings have taken a turn for the worse in recent months, while AEW Rampage's viewing figures have practically nosedived. WWE and AEW are on different trajectories now, but that does not mean fans will stop talking about the possibility of another war, though if you compare Dynamite to Raw's viewership, Tony Khan would be wise to keep away from Monday nights. Unless WWE pulls off the mother of all upsets this Saturday, then Cody Rhodes will face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, but this was not WWE's original plan. For months, WWE hoped on The Rock making his in-ring return at WrestleMania, and when it was confirmed that this isn't happening, Cody had some interesting words. In an interview with the Daily Mail, Rhodes said that for as good as The Rock is, WWE doesn't need the Great One at WrestleMania, but he's now had a change of tune. Speaking this week with Sports Illustrated, Rhodes clarified his views, stating, "I said the other day, and I said it in a pretty nice way, all respect to The Rock, I like what we have. I'm going to walk that one back. WrestleMania is amazing. If The Rock decides to come to WrestleMania, please. Simply because we're able to have WrestleMania because of someone like The Rock, and The Rock was able to have WrestleMania because of somebody like Hulk Hogan, and because of the Dustys, the Flairs, the Pipers. Our industry doesn't just exist. The content is so important in keeping it healthy and keeping it going and respecting these longtime fans. I hope I didn't talk out of turn because I absolutely adore The Rock and would love it if he was present in any setting. His family is massively important to what we do, and if Rock decides to show up at WrestleMania, Hollywood would love that. I will say, if Rock doesn't come to WrestleMania, we have an unbelievable card, if not the best ever, at the biggest ever in the terms of financials, the gates, 2 days in Hollywood. It's a win-win." It's certainly a drastic change from Cody's earlier comments, which have left some speculating that The Rock's return is indeed happening, and that this is an attempt to save face. The Rock won't be wrestling this April, but could still make a surprise appearance, but we'll just have to wait until WrestleMania 39 to be sure. And we're ending today with Mark Briscoe, who was once banned from AEW programming due to controversial tweets by his brother Jay, but is now officially All Elite. On this week's Dynamite, Mark faced off against his old rival Josh Woods and picked up an impressive win over the former ROH Pure Champion. Tony Khan took to Twitter after the show to reveal that Mark has officially signed with AEW, and following the tragic death of Jay, it remains to be seen how Khan will book the tag team specialist who intends to fly solo in AEW.